Nintendo Direct. That is what's happening this June. We don't have a date yet at the time of this recording. Nintendo went out there and just said, hey, we have a June Direct coming up. Switch 2 is a thing, but we're not going to talk about Switch 2 in the Direct. I don't know what's going on. So today I'm going to be doing some Direct predictions for June. Before I start, I actually think this Direct is going to be good. Like, I think it's actually going to be pretty good. And, you know, some of the games and reveals I think are still going to be top tier. There's a crowd out there that is kind of saying like Nintendo's phoning it in. They're taking things easy. And yeah, I mean, they are definitely developing games for the next system, but you got to think there's a lot of people with Nintendo Switches still. So they'd be dumb to just kind of phone it in, right? 140 million? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting my numbers mixed up. A lot of people own Switches. So today, let's go over some predictions, starting off with things that are 100% going to be there. You might think this is boring, but my predictions are realistic. All right, so let's talk about two games that are already announced that will 100% be there. Starting off with Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Now, Nintendo has just started ramping up marketing for this game. And even though Luigi's Mansion 2 isn't my favorite Luigi's Mansion, it's still a game that I will pick up. It's going to be a full price, $59.99. Kind of weird. It's not even like a remake. It's a remaster. I do think this game will show up here just as a quick mention. However, I would not be surprised if Nintendo talks about some new features that they're adding to this game to really justify the price. I do think 60 is a lot for a remaster. I kind of wish that they had like a remaster price where it was like 40 bucks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, I don't even know what could be in there really, like a multiplayer thing or just like maybe some new levels or new costumes, like something to just give a little bit of extra. Cause I did play it on the 3DS, didn't really love it. So looking for a little bit more, but it would definitely be in there. The next thing we know about is the Nintendo World Championship NES Edition, which has already been announced, but they just kind of like dropped a trailer on YouTube and Twitter. So I think they could talk about it a little bit more. I don't want them to waste too much time on it. This is basically like a collection of NES games, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's just like speedrunning challenges. So I don't know. Are they going to include like the full NES games on there? I don't think they are, but yeah, that's like a smaller title. I think it's $30. There is a special edition as well for $60. I do suspect them to mention those two games 100%. All right, next up, we have my predictions. Now, some of these are backed by rumors, but I do think that they are likely regardless of what people are saying. So the very first game that I think is going to happen is a new Mario Party game. There was basically like a code name that was leaked for a game that was being worked on. I believe the code name was Buffet. And in the past, Mario Party Superstars, I believe the code name for that was Banquet. So they're like very similar. And when they do code names, they often relate to each other. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. But I do think that Mario Party would be a pretty good idea for Nintendo to do. These games sell a bunch. It would be a nice sort of holiday game. I think it would probably launch in like October. Now, I'm kind of torn between whether this would be a new Mario Party game or another Mario Party Superstars, because Superstars had a collection of N64 boards and N64 mini games. It was kind of like the best of. They could do something really cool and do like the best of the GameCube era. I would love that. Mario Party is one of my favorite franchises from Nintendo, and the GameCube games hit different. I think the GameCube games are the best of the bunch. So a Mario Party Superstars 2, I think is pretty likely. Nintendo also did a game called the Top 100 on the 3DS. That was a collection of the best mini games. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards like older, like maybe a collection like they did with Superstars. Either way, I think that would be good. But yeah, a Mario Party game makes a lot of sense. The next series that is pretty likely is Kirby. Now there's been some rumors that we might see Kirby, but besides that, Kirby is a franchise that pops up like every year. So I expect a Kirby game. Now here's the thing. I'm going to say it again. I think it's going to be a remaster of a older Kirby game. And I'm between three. I'll start with my I'll start with my I hope they don't, and then go to I hope they do. So the first game is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. The one that was on the Wii U. I think that's the name. That one is pretty likely. I mean, it is touchscreen only, which is kind of weird, but they have taken like touchscreen only games and kind of like revamped them for the Switch. I know like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, you can do like the cursor on the screen. So they could easily do that with this game. It's a cute game. It has like a claymation aesthetic. It's like really nice looking. Just not one of my favorite games, but that could be one that they remaster. Two more that I really like. Triple Deluxe on the 3DS. Triple Deluxe is like a solid Kirby game. Like, what do you think in your mind is a Kirby game? That's Triple Deluxe. It plays it safe, but it's a really good game. So I could see them doing that. I think that'd be really easy to just make HD, maybe add in some content similar to what they did with Return to Dreamland and like call it a day. And the other one that I would be most excited about is Kirby Planet Robobot, another 3DS title. This one's amazing. It's a Kirby game with a mech robot suit, and you could destroy everything. I think people would really like this game, and I hope they go for that one. But those three games I could definitely see happening. A brand new Kirby game? I don't know. I think it's either going to be a remaster or like a little side game, but expect Kirby in this direct. Next up, similar to Kirby, I do think we are going to see something Zelda related. Zelda is one of those franchises, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has said like, hey, we want one every year. Like we want something Zelda on the Switch every year. And I'm pretty sure they hit that. Like we had Tears of the Kingdom last year. Like there's been Zelda every year. I am leaning again towards a remaster. Now there's two that come to mind, but I'm pretty confident on one of them. So the two that come to mind are Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. I'm leaning Wind Waker, not just because I like Wind Waker better. I just think Wind Waker would be the easier game to port over. This game and its art style are pretty timeless. I think Wind Waker looks amazing still in 2024. They also did the HD version on the Wii U, and that game looks fantastic. I really don't think they have to do much to it. Maybe add in some quality of life, like fast travel stuff. Maybe they could bring back the message in a bottles, where you can like write a message and like you can read other people's message. Add something like that. And I don't know. I envision Wind Waker coming out and like Nintendo having a ton of fun with the marketing, because Link in that game is super expressive, super funny. I can see a lot of like memes and like fun marketing coming from that. The reason why I'm not really so confident on Twilight Princess is because I think that game it's aged a little rougher. I still think it's a decent Zelda game. A lot of people think that's the best Zelda game. I don't know. I would rather them do like a remake of that in the future. Like I want them to kind of like pick that game apart, fix all the assets, fix some textures. I just think that game would benefit a lot from a remake rather than a remaster. But that game, I mean, it does have an HD version on the Wii U. So, I mean, that could be a candidate. In terms of like a 2D Zelda, if they want to go down that route, the Oracle games, I think would be good picks. Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. You also have Link to the Past and the original Zelda that you could possibly put a new coat of paint on and throw it out there. Maybe even a Warriors game. But yeah, I'm going Wind Waker. I think Wind Waker makes the most sense. I don't know. It'd be really easy. If Nintendo just wants an easy release, throw that out there. I would be super excited. Lots of talk around Metroid. I'm going to keep it pretty short here. And this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't think we're going to see Metroid Prime 4. I don't think we're going to see gameplay. I don't think we're going to see a trailer, maybe a cinematic trailer at the very least. You know, I think what's going to happen is Nintendo's going to, you know, one of their representatives, they're going to come on camera and say, we are hard at work on developing Metroid Prime 4. It is not ready yet. We don't have anything to show you yet, but enjoy this. And I think they're going to hit us with a Metroid Prime 2 and 3 collection, similar to what they did with Pikmin 1 and 2. So it's not as flashy as Metroid Prime 1 Remastered was. It's kind of just like an HD up-res version of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 in one package. It might even be stealth dropped, like right then and there. But I don't think we're going to see Metroid Prime 4. I'm sorry. Next up, I do think we are going to get some NSO announcements. I think N64 and Game Boy is going to be talked about, not GameCube. N64 games that I would love to see and I think are likely. The original Super Smash Brothers. Why is that not on Nintendo Switch Online? That's a crime. And then adding online to that would be amazing. Donkey Kong 64 is another one that comes to mind. And then finally, Perfect Dark. That is a rare title, so that would be interesting to see. I know Perfect Dark just got announced in the Xbox showcase. I think that would be pretty cool to include that on NSO. And then for Game Boy stuff, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they give us Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Or Red and Blue, or just Yellow, or something like that. Also, Pokemon Pinball. Pokemon Pinball is very likely. It's been on pretty much every virtual console. And I think it's time. Give us some bangers on NSO. At least give us a trailer and say these will come at some point this year. I think that would go a long way. All right, next up, the games that I think could happen. I have two here, but I think only one or the other is going to happen. First up is the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics 2024. Why is no one talking about this? This almost seems like a lock. We had a game in 2020. We had a game in 2016. We had a game in 2012. I'm pretty sure we had a game in 2008. I could be wrong. It's like clockwork every 4 years. I believe it's in France this year. So Mario and Sonic at the 2024 France Olympics. That'd be okay. I mean, those games are pretty cool. They're just kind of like mini game collections. So I could definitely see that happening. I don't know how well they sell though. So maybe they just stop making those. But I don't know. If you think about it, Sonic is big, Mario is big. They're both like getting movies and stuff. I could definitely see this happening and selling quite well. The other sort of game, again, I think it's either one or the other, a Mario sports game. Now it's kind of weird that they made Mario Sonic, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis. No Mario Baseball. And like Mario Baseball, that's one of the main ones. And we haven't seen one in a while. The Wii. The Wii was the last Mario Baseball game, so I wouldn't be surprised if one or the other happened. I don't think they're both gonna happen, but whatever game does happen is going to like release soon. I feel like this could be like a July game. Nintendo might have been sitting on one of these. So let me know in the comments, what would you rather see? Mario and Sonic at the Olympics or Mario Baseball? My pick would be baseball. And then I wanted to end the video with Animal Crossing, okay? Now this is very interesting and I would love to hear your opinion on this. There's some Animal Crossing rumors and I don't know if I'm buying them, okay? So I want to talk about that and then I have one last prediction for Animal Crossing. The first thing is there is a rumored Animal Crossing New Leaf HD version coming to Switch. Now let's talk about this for a second. I would absolutely love New Leaf HD. I think that would be great. However, Nintendo has never done this with Animal Crossing. They've never gone backwards with the series. We've never seen a remake, a remaster. They're always adding to games or making new Animal Crossing games. So I don't know if they would backpedal and re-release something that honestly isn't in line with what the Animal Crossing fans currently want. If you're an Animal Crossing fan and you're still playing New Horizons in 2024, you are most likely designing and terraforming your island and crafting and things like that. None of that is in New Leaf. So if they do come out with a New Leaf HD, they would have to update it in a big way. They would have to let you put items outside. They would have to let you terraform and stuff like that. maybe they don't, but I just feel like there's a lot of new Animal Crossing fans. If you were to release a quote unquote new game, because it would be new for a lot of people, and it has like none of the features that you love about New Horizons, that's a tough sell. So I don't think that's likely, actually. I think that's like a very low chance, probably like 2%. So you still have a chance, but I think it's like 2%. Finishing off this video with one last prediction. Could happen. I don't know. It would be kind of weird, but it'd be more of a novelty thing. And that is the original Animal Crossing, Animal Forest, releasing on the Nintendo Switch Online. So if you didn't know, Animal Forest released on the N64 in Japan. And then the West, we got the game as sort of a deluxe version on the GameCube. I think it'd be really cool for Nintendo to release Animal Crossing, the original one, on NSO as an N64 title. How cool would that be? Again, it'd be a novelty. It's a little rough to go back to nowadays, but that's just, I can have one fun, unrealistic prediction, all right? So there you go. Those are my predictions for the Nintendo Direct. I mean, obviously there's going to be way more things. There's going to be a ton of RPGs and JRPGs, and I'm expecting a lot of remakes and remasters, but I do think this Direct will be good. There will be good announcements. I don't think Nintendo is just going to like sail to Switch 2. They still have something to prove, and I think they could announce some really good games. Also, it's worth noting, Nintendo's probably sitting on like 10 finished games. So this could be a big Direct. Let me know what you think. Bye, everyone.